socialization, I wanted to ask one of you to describe a scientist in like 10 to 20 seconds. So Cindy, I picked your popsicle stick. So describe a scientist.
A scientist studies science, which can be
Good, yeah.
kind of like I don't know, there's physics, there's biology, there's chemistry, there's all types of science.
A lot of sciences. Yeah. So now raise your good stuff. So raise your hand if you were primarily thinking of a white male in a lab coat while she was doing that description. I did too prior to starting this project. My scientist always looked a lot like Albert Einstein. The mini study we just did was very similar to the one I conducted with 3 kindergarten classes. In the study, I simply asked kids to draw a scientist on a plain sheet of paper without talking to their neighbors. Then I told them to put their heads on their desks so they wouldn't peek, and asked a series of questions like, did you draw a lab coat? Again, a lab coat, a boy or a girl, and the results were, out of 35 students, 18 boys and 17 girls, 12 drew people in lab coats, 21 drew boys, 17 of those being boys and 4 being girls, and 14 drew girls. They were all girls that drew girls. After these questions, I asked, even if you didn't draw a girl, do you think that girls can be scientists too? And 29 out of 35 students said yes. Here are some examples of the artwork that they did. We have some potions, animals, plants, and cookies that they are observing. After the drawing, we had some class discussions, and the kids started to name all the kinds of scientists they wanted to be, and I was so impressed. Zoologists, volcanologists, environmentalists, and of course bakers. The kindergartners started to talk about how cool potions are and what scientists they wanted to be, until one little girl, Magda, said something that really hit me. She wanted to be like Sally Ride because she made a difference and showed girls can be scientists too. Going into the kindergarten classroom, I had not expected to have as many girls drawn based on the trends of my other research. But after finding out that the classes had recently had a school assembly where Sally Ride, an actor portraying her, came, I was able to see the effect of socialization. So then I made 3 observations. Back, please. Sally Ride was an awesome astronaut. 4 girls drew boys, but 0 boys drew girls. Backwards. And gender socialization has a huge impact on children. Okay, so now we're going to be moving on to the lifelong socialization of gender in STEM. So one important case study was in order to see the impact of the long-lasting effects of socialization established in childhood. Here's some of the research that I did showing the continuity of the gender gap in STEM. One study I analyzed examined the effects of a child's gender has on caregivers. Dr. Caroline Smith gave random children to random mothers. Boys were generally encouraged to play while girls were talked to. One important case study was that of a boy, Jamie. He was introduced to one mother as Jamie, the boy. This mother let him explore, didn't hold his hand or neck, and first introduced him with a wrench as a toy. In the next child, Jamie was simply disguised in a pink dress, and the mom was told that the child's name was Jane. This mother held Jane, talked to her, told her how pretty she was, and gave her a doll for the first toy to play with. Just by changing the clothes and therefore the assumed gender of the baby, the mothers responded with 2 opposite parenting styles. This demonstrates the difference of boys encouraged with tactical skills, exploration, and questioning, while girls are socialized by the importance of language development and beauty. The effect of the difference in childhood development based on gender can be seen as a cause of the gender gap in STEM. Even from an early age, we are socialized by our surroundings. The tactical and spatial reasoning that is encouraged in little boys are crucial developmental and cognitive skills that are needed in STEM fields. They are also encouraged to explore, question, and reason. All these are the basis for the thinking skills STEM enhances. The difference encouraged behavior continues as we get older. In an NPR podcast titled Hard Evidence, Unconscious Biases Contribute to Gender Disparity, researchers collected 2 sets of math tests from students in Israel, one graded by their teachers who knew their identities, and the other graded by a gender-blind independent group. The results? Their classroom teachers gave higher grades to boys and lower grades to girls than the independent group. Another startling fact is that most of the teachers in this study were women. So why does this matter? Well, if teachers are grading female students with lower scores than they should be getting, this leads to a discouragement of girls to pursue science and upper-level education. Even if this lower scoring is a result of an unconscious bias, the negative quantitative data socializing girls at a young age in turn establishes the basis for the gender gap in STEM. And believe it or not, the socialization continues. Through occupation and childhood, these trends are still continuing. The confidence gap. Women are earning more degrees than men and make up half of the workforce. But even successful women like Clara Shin, who is the founder of Hearsay Social, a manager at the board of Starbucks, and also graduated the highest GPA in her Stanford graduating class, feel like they are less capable. One study to prove this is of Dunning and Erlinger. Participants were asked to assess their abilities prior to taking a test. Women gave themselves a 6.5 out of 10 on average, and men gave themselves a 7.6 in terms of ability to perform science tasks. After they performed the test, they guessed how many questions they got correctly. Women said 5.8, while men said 7.1. The results of the test showed that men got 7.9 correct and women got 7.5 questions correct on average, a statistical significance of 0. Finally, a study at the University of Berlin created a text describing a stereotypical woman and one describing a stereotypical man. They were asked to describe themselves according to the test, which was a priming method for the real spatial reasoning test that occurred. Women primed with the female test scored an average of 3.86, and men primed with female scored 5.14. However, when primed with the male text, women scored 5.49, while men scored 5.33. Again, a statistical significance of 0 when socialized with the males. So what? The 3 studies demonstrate how socialization at a young age of gender superiority leads to the belief that women are less capable in STEM. Despite quantitative data proving they have similar abilities, the non-tangible socialization has a greater impact. To get an outside opinion, I consulted an expert. For my expert, I interviewed Mariah Harrington, Senior Manager and Director of Clubs and Summer Programs at Girls Who Code. She explained the Girls Who Code mission as one to inspire equality and educate girls so that they have the skills to work in the 21st century. Not only tangible skills, but also provide a network to expose them to be able to continue these in the future. How do they accomplish this goal? With partnerships like with tech companies such as Google, AT&T, and more. Hard and soft skills, so computer coding along with soft skills that successful computer science majors have been able to accomplish. Mentorship programs, as girls in the program are like introduced into the corporate world and receive a mentor. And also the programs themselves, such as the Hire Me campaign, clubs, and summer immersion programs. Girls Who Code aims to reach 25% of the women needed to reach the gender parity, with women holding 700,000 of the 1.4 million computer science jobs in 2020. So I asked Mariah, what do you believe the effect of gender parity will be in the future? Her response, honestly, a better world. With women, there is no reason we aren't involved. Having women in the world design these products will make it more acceptable. The lack of a known presence of women in STEM has an impact. As Mariah said, you can't be what you can't see. The effects of gender and socialization is summed up in this cycle below. Socialization at precognitive levels encourages boys to explore and question necessary skills for STEM. Then, unconscious bias in schooling continues the cycle of the belief that girls are less capable than boys in STEM or math. Lack of role models can discourage pursuing STEM. Women apply these gender identity ideals from society, creating a confidence gap, and the idea that they can't succeed in STEM as much as men can. Finally, females have experienced socialization that places them at a disadvantage despite being equal in quantitative data. The solution. How to solve it? Be an agent of socialization, a Sally Ride to the world. My solution is a website called Girls with Goggles, and it contains links to videos about women in science, also a mission statement, and a link to my sociology blog, as well as lists of fun experiments that kids can do, and other items like that. And so Nicole, the other tab has it.
I just like scroll down.
I'm sorry. Oh yeah. Okay. So this is the home page, which has the mission and a little bit about me. Okay, change that. And then we have like more about the mission. One geared towards children that like the videos are being produced for, and one geared towards like the educators or parents that will be distributing it. And then also fun experiments for the kids to do, as well as